brothers and sisters, we rise for prayer. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. All praise due to Allah, the Lord of the worlds, the Beneficent, the Merciful. So, Master's Day of Judgment in which we now live, the alone do we serve, and the alone seek for thine help and aid. O Allah, please guide us on the right path of those upon whom thou bestow thy favors, not on the path of those upon whom thy wrath is brought down, nor those who go astray after they heard thy teachings. Say he, Allah is one God. Allah is he of whom nothing is independent, but upon whom we all depend. He begetteth not, nor is he begotten, there is none like him. And I bear witness that none is to be served, worship, praise besides Allah, who came in the person of Master Farah Muhammad. And I bear witness that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is thy true servant and last apostle. Ameen. We'd like to acknowledge the brothers and sisters that extended us the greetings of Assalamu Alaikum. We have Brother Yusuf Shabazz from Newport News, Virginia. We have the Rafiq family. We have Brother Minister Jasir Kabir from Virginia. We have Brother Abdul Ali from Tampa. We have Brother Calvin Shabazz from Atlanta, Georgia. We have Brother Khalil Muhammad from Florida. And we have Brother Isaac Muhammad from Brooklyn, New York. I'd like to say in the name of Allah, who came in the person of Master Farah Muhammad, and in the name of his last and greatest messenger, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, I'd like to greet the brothers and sisters with the Nation of Islam's greeting words of peace of Assalamu Alaikum. Today, we'd like to talk about the March 21st, 1969 Muhammad Speaks newspaper, and the title is The Black and White Worlds Near a Showdown. And the article that we want to talk about today is the Messenger's article called What is Islam and Why the Black Man Should Be Called by the Names of God. First, the Messenger says, Islam is an Arabic word or name which means submit to the will of Allah, God. And this is the first part that we want to deal with, the submission to Allah, God. That's a part of Islam. The meaning of Islam is an Arabic word or name which means submission or submit to the will of Allah, God. Now we want to know, what does Allah mean? That's what we need to know in the new school Nation of Islam. What does Allah mean? Not just using the word Allah for yourself or for anybody, but what does the word Allah actually mean? So in the article that the Messenger wrote called Why Black Man Should Be Called by Names of God, he says, so many times you have heard that God has 99 names or attributes, that which is attributed to God. The 100th name or attribute of God is the name Allah, which represents that he is all in all of every good name. That's what Allah means. Allah means the all in all. Not just all of us in all. All of the 99 attributes, that's what all in all means. It's not talking about everybody. It's the specific person of Allah. That's what submission, or that's what Islam means, is submitting to his will. Because all of us have a will. All of us have a will. But there's only one will that we all have to submit to. Only one. That's right. That we have to submit to. Now, we all have wills. Your children might have to submit to your will as parents. That's true. They might have to. You might be the boss, and your employees might have to submit to your will. But it's only one will that everybody has to submit to, and that's the will of Allah. All praise is due to Allah. And we want to give an example of the attributes of Allah and the names. And we're going to start with a name that we all are familiar with and we all have heard before. And that is Rashid. We all done heard of Rashid. We all might even know a brother whose name is Rashid. What does that actually mean? Rashid is the 98th attribute of Allah. It says the guide to path of restitude. And restitude means morally correct behavior or thinking righteousness. It says the guide to the right path, the one who guides. Now, none of us guides to the right path. None of us have morally changed the thinking or the behavior of nobody. Allah did that. Master Farad Muhammad, and this is his name. We might take on the name and use the name, but this is his attribute. This is what he does. Right. He is Rashid. He is, all praise due to Allah. He is Rashid. You might take the name Rashid, but that you not Rashid. You taking his name or his attribute. Right. And we can look at the cartoons that the messenger had in the Muhammad Speaks, and this is one of the popular ones, of the brother sitting down on the park bench, and the brother is raggedy. You see the messenger standing behind him, raising him up with his teachings. Right. So we see that the brother, when he stands up, it says Muhammad's teachings of self-help. That's an example of Rashid. It says morally correct behavior or thinking. That's what restitude means. And Rashid means guiding to the path. A restitude, we ain't doing that. Even once we learn the teachings of the messenger, we only teaching people to practice what the messenger taught. That's right. We still not Rashid. That's right. Even after we start practicing, we ain't Rashid. Right. Master Farad Muhammad still Rashid. Right. All praise due to Allah. That's right. What submission to the will of Allah means. Yes, sir. And we can go to another name of Allah. One of the attributes. It's the 49th attribute. And it's Al-Baith. And that's B-A-I-T-H. It says the infuser of new life. It says the resurrector, the raiser from death, the one who resurrects his slaves after death for reward or punishment. That's the attribute. Now you can call yourself this all day, but you're not doing this. And this is the attribute of one person. It ain't like I can have one of the attributes, you can have one of the attributes, and another person can have one of the attributes, and we all make up Allah like that. No. When it's talking about all in all, it's talking about one person has all of these divine attributes. It ain't talking about all in all like all of us together makes up the attributes in individual. No. Each attribute is an attribute of one man. That's what Allah means. All in all. This one man has all of them. We don't have none. If you actually look at the attributes and look at what they mean, it's another attribute. It's called Al-Mu'id. And that's M-U-E-E-D. And this one is the restorer. It says the reproducer, the one who brings back the creatures after death. We was dead. We was mentally dead. Right. One brought us back to life. That's his attribute. And no matter what you say, no matter what you think, only one did it. Right. It's only one. Right. Only one that we have the history of doing that, bringing us back from the dead. Mm-hmm. Now, you could take this name on, but who you brought from the dead? You don't have no examples of that. Right. The only one who had examples of that is the messenger of Allah. That's right. He teaching us to practice what Allah taught him. That's right. Because Allah is the all in all. Right. One person. Yeah. So that's what submitting to the will of Allah, and that's Islam. It says Islam is an Arabic word or name which means submit to the will of Allah, God. It says whosoever submits to the will of Allah is called a Muslim. Muslim is a name given by Abraham. Now we got another word, Muslim. What is a Muslim? A Muslim is one who submits to the will of Allah. That's a Muslim. That's you and me. We the Muslims when we submit to the will of Allah. Because what's good about these articles, when you read what the messenger says, he breaks down Islam play by play. Because when the messenger speaks of Allah, sometimes he speaks in general. Say the black man is God. Speaking in general. That means all of us. Sometimes he talks about Allah and he speaks specifically about Allah. Just like in the lessons. It says, who makes Bible a Holy Quran? Who does that? In the answer it says, the original people, the black man of Asia, the supreme being. We take that to mean we original people. We must be the supreme being then, because the lessons say that the original man, the black man of Asia, the supreme being, wrote the Holy Quran. We original people. So we the black man of Asia, so we the supreme being. No, that's a messenger speaking in general about who writes the Bible or Holy Quran. But when you go to the messenger to the black man, he gets specific about who writes the Bible or the Holy Quran. He says 24 of our scientists writes Bible or Holy Quran once every 25,000 years. He gets specific now. He's not speaking in general to say the black man of Asia, because we all the black man of Asia. We all original people. Right. We all make up Allah. But he gets specific when he starts to talk about who writes the Bible and Holy Quran. He even breaks down and goes even further than that when he talks about the 12 major scientists and the 12 minor scientists. Because even when you start talking about scientists, they ain't all the same. They got a different job and a different function. We all make up Allah though. Right. But it's degrees in the all make up Allah. Right. It's degrees in it. So he said that one acts as judge, but the others some go and get the history, some do the writing. Then he talked about the 12 major when it's time for a part to be revealed or come to pass. One from the 12. He didn't say from the minor. He said 12, one from the 12 major scientists go out and revealed it to the people. One of them. So there's times when the messenger gets specific and there's times when he speaks in general. And this is what we must understand, because he even talks about us specific and how we fit into all of this. We at the bottom. He says if Allah is not with you and me, said we might as well commit suicide. That's right. That's what he said. That's right. He didn't talk about us like we can do nothing on our own. Right. He didn't talk about us like we don't need Allah. Right. I even listened to recently, it was a lecture where the messenger was talking, it was the white man's anger of the truth. Something to that effect. He went even deeper into him praying to Allah. And he talked about how every time he prayed to Allah and asked him for something, he always answered. So he was telling us as Muslims, we should pray to Allah. Because he said, I can bear witness. He never not answered my prayers or answered me when I asked him for something. He said, I don't tempt Allah when I ask him. But every time I asked him for something that I needed, he answered my prayer. So we, the so-called Negroes, should pray to Allah. That's right. What he was saying, he was going into it. I was like, wow, I never heard that. Right. He was speaking and I heard him talking. He said that. So the messenger says, whosoever submits to the will of Allah is called a Muslim. Muslim is a name given by Abraham in the Holy Quran, chapter 22 and verse 78. And it has a section that calls the significance of Islam. The messenger says the significance of Islam is the making of peace. Peace is the dominant idea in Islam. It is the word used between Muslim and Muslim as a word of greeting. In Arabic, it is Assalamu alaikum. So the messenger in this What is Islam, he telling us who is Allah. We submit to Allah. When you submit to Allah, you're a Muslim. The making of peace is the idea of Islam, and the way we give peace to each other is Assalamu alaikum. That's what he told us. He was plain. Muslim to Muslim, Assalamu alaikum. But we today don't even want to do that. The basic, this is basics. What is Islam? The basic Islam. We don't even want to do that. We don't even want to submit to the basics of just to say Assalamu alaikum. That's the bottom level, entry level Islam. Lost founds know Assalamu alaikum.
Right.
That's basic Islam. We don't even want to do the basic Islam. We want to change that up and say Salam Allah or something different than what the messenger. It's all kind of ways people greet each other, and you would be surprised all this different stuff that people who think they follow the messenger do.
Right.
When he say specifically how we supposed to greet,
Right.
he say specifically what's a Muslim.
That's right.
He say specifically who is Allah.
That's right.
But even the little simple stuff, we'll change that.
Right.
So the messenger also, because he not only stopped with the greeting of Assalamu alaikum, he also taught us, and this comes from the February 12th, 1965, Muhammad speaks, and he goes further in how we should greet each other as Muslims. He says the greetings of Islam and the unity of Islam replaces Miss, Mrs., and Mr. with brother and sister. If we would only use brother and sister in our approach to each other instead of Miss, Mrs., and Mr., this alone will help unify us. Because in the words brother and sister, unity is conveyed to us, bringing us closer. Said we just use brother. Just alone. He says, if we will only use brother and sister in our approach to each other instead of Miss, Mrs., and Mr., this alone will help unify us. Just to say brother. Just to say sister. Simple stuff. This alone will help to unify us.
Yes, sir.
We don't want to do that.
That's right.
Just say Assalamu alaikum, brother. Assalamu alaikum, sister. We don't want to do that.
Right.
The messenger give us teaching on how to say brother and sister.
That's right.
He don't have nothing. The more you read the messenger's articles, it ain't nothing he told us to do that he don't have a teaching.
Right.
Who would think you would teach on why you call a brother brother? Just say, hey, call him brother. He your brother. But the messenger will write an article about why we call each other brother.
Right.
A long article sometimes. You be like, wow, he going in depth about why we call brother and sister. He says, we are one. We are of the same family. We are brothers and sisters. This keeps us from wanting to mistreat our brothers and sisters, while Miss, Mrs., and Mr. does not give us the spirit of brothers and sisters. They are alien to true brotherhood and sisterhood and fail to inspire us with the spirit of love of brotherhood and sisterhood. The next time you meet your own people, please call them brother and sister. He said, please call.
Yeah.
He go even further. He said, please call them brother and sister. They look like you. They are not aliens. The nature of black and white is against them calling each other brother or sister. The so-called American Negroes are ashamed to publicly show that they are real brothers and sisters, but not the Muslims. Because this is how we are supposed to show the lost founds what we are as black people, as brothers and sisters. We don't call each other Mr., Mrs., or Mr., Miss, or Mrs. Say brother and sister.
Right.
This is the example that the messenger wanted us as Muslims to set for the lost founds, to let them know we the same.
Right.
He didn't want us to go around calling each other God. He didn't want us to go around calling each other Lord. He didn't want us to go around calling sisters Queen. He just said simple brothers and sisters.
That's right.
All praises due to Allah. It's the simple things that go a long way.
Yes.
Just to call another brother, brother, the lost found don't see that. They don't see brothers acknowledging another brother as his brother. They don't see them giving that kind of greeting or interacting with a brother like that. Even speaking to a brother now. There's a lot of times I speak to brothers, like when I see them. Because that's just something I've been used to. My father taught me that, like to just speak to everybody. Just when you see them, just say, hey. And I'm just used to that. Because every time I was with him, we speak to everybody. Hey, how you doing? So when I see a person, hey, how you doing? Brother, just walk past you. Look you in your face. That's something white people used to do. Right. Not brothers. Right. Look, or they look like, was he speaking? That's strange to speak to brothers. Even more strange to call this brother your brother. Like, how you doing, brother? How you doing, sister? That's what the messenger wanted us to do. Right. But we wise now. We think we Rashid. So we feel like I think to let the black man know he God. That's what I want him to know. He God. So what's Salaam Alaikum, God? Salaam Alaikum, Lord. The messenger didn't say that. That's right. All praise due to Allah. That's why he says, what is Islam? Islam is an Arabic word or name which means submission. Submit to the will of Allah. That's just a simple thing. It sounds simple. But in this generation, it's hard to do. Just simply submit to the will. Even after we see the success of the message. It ain't like the messenger just told us something to do and didn't give us an example. We see his example. Right. We see what he was able to do with what he told us to do. Right. Right. We see that. Right. Clearly see it. But we still refuse to just follow his instructions. Just call a brother, brother. Call a sister, sister. He went on to say, you see men who never like even to shake hands, racing to their brothers to hug them, following or falling upon their necks to kiss them after being converted to Islam. It is so wonderful to be a Muslim, and it makes you into a new person with love for your own kind. Today, it is a touching sight to see Muslims greeting, hugging, and kissing each other when just yesterday they were swearing at each other and seeking to do each other harm. That is the kind of condition the devil would like to see you remain in. For when he sees you united, he knows he has little chance of wedging himself between you and your brothers and sisters. It's the message. And he wanted us to refer to ourselves as Muslims. That's how he wanted us to refer to ourselves as Muslims. We Muslims. That's right. We ones who submit our will to do the will of Allah. That's what we supposed to tell the lost found. They don't know nothing about being a Muslim. That's right. They don't know nothing about Allah. They don't know nothing about the names. We're supposed to show respect to Allah. Because he is the number one God. That's right. This is a military. We got discipline. We're supposed to show respect to the God. That's right. We're supposed to be able to follow an order. Yeah. If the messengers say, we say Assalamu Alaikum, we're supposed to be soldiers in the army. Yeah. He say Assalamu Alaikum, it's Assalamu Alaikum. That's right. All praise due to Allah. He say we call each other brother and sister, we call each other brother and sister. That's how it's supposed to be. Right. It's a military. But see, we want to talk the talk. We want to, when the messenger used to have progress sections in the Muhammad Speaks newspaper, how he would show brothers. He would always show them civilized. Mm-hmm. You see the FOI here, looking civilized, clean shave. This the engineer, this the farmer, and this just a regular brother. But he's still looking clean and civilized. Right. This was the standard that you always saw brothers in the Muhammad Speaks newspaper. Right. You ain't never see brothers looking like a lost found. But today, we want to blend in with the lost found. We don't want to show them nothing different. We want to be like them. We want to show the lost found how much we can be like them. That's this new school stuff. Why would Allah come 9,000 miles to teach us all this teaching just for us to be like the lost found? What's the point in that? What's the point in brothers? Because this happens so much rapping. We're supposed to show the lost found something different. That's right. We're supposed to show the lost found we building a world that's going to last forever. Yes. Right. All praise due to Allah. We're supposed to let the lost found know it ain't nothing in this world that attracts me no more. That's right. I want everything that's in the world, the new world to come. That's right. We're supposed to be showing them which one will survive the war of Armageddon.
That's right.
We're supposed to be showing them that Christianity on its way out.
That's right.
All that rapping.
That's right.
All that taking the truth and commercializing on it. Well, Muslims like that. Commercializing on the truth. Just so you can make some money. Because even when you listen to the most positive rap, the most positive rappers, they still talking about drinking. They still talking about smoking. They still talking about fornicating, because we're in the white man's world. When you have something based on the truth, you still got to put a little bit of a lie in it. You can't tell exactly what the truth is. When I was in the Navy, they told us that whenever you have a military person in the movie, because the white man's thing, you can't tell the whole truth. They said they put their insignias on wrong. The awards and the medals and the U.S. Navy stuff, it ain't put on the right way. So when you in the military and we see these officers that they show in the movie, their whole uniform be wrong. It be neat, but they ain't got it on right. Because in the white man's world, even when you telling the truth, you got to put a little lie. You can't tell the whole truth. So even if you a rapper, you got to lie. You can't say the white man's the devil in your rap. You can't say that. You can't tell the world that the white man is a race of devils. Not just as some good and as some bad, but they are race of devils. You can't do that in the song. So why commercialize on it? That's why the messenger said, we don't commercialize on the truth. We just teach the truth.
That's right.
All praises to Allah. Why you got to commercialize on the truth? If you a FOI, the messenger told you how to go get him.
That's right.
Get you some Muhammad speaks.
That's right.
You want to go get him?
That's right.
What's wrong with that? You don't want to get him. You want to commercialize on the truth so you can make some money. Because the messenger told us how to get him.
That's right.
Muhammad Speaks is the #1 program.
That's right.
He told everybody what they want to do.
That's right.
So when these Muslims act like we just want to attract the lost found, no, you don't want to attract them because he told you how to attract them.
Right.
Just call him a brother.
That's right.
That's how you say assalamu alaikum to him.
Right.
That's how you attract. Invite him to the temple. That's how you attract. We don't want to do that. We want to rap.
Right.
We want to wear our clothes like the lost found. I even see brothers who would get a Star and Crescent hat, Star and Crescent shirt. They still wear the Star and Crescent hat to the side. As if just because you got the Star and Crescent hat on, you can still wear it like a nickel. No.
Right.
No. You're supposed to be dignified every time they see you.
That's right.
Every time they see you, it's supposed to look like you got something to do.
That's right.
All praise due to Allah. You ain't supposed to be walking around looking like you ain't going nowhere. Like you going to the game. Even if you is just going to the store, you supposed to look like, where you going? How you supposed to look? But we don't want to do that in the new school nation of Islam. The simple and the basic things that the messenger taught. Because it's another cartoon that was in the Muhammad Speaks newspaper. And this was a cartoon where you have this is a brother and a sister walking into the mosque. This brother got a wine bottle in his pocket. He got a cigarette in his hand, and the sister smoking too. Then you got a brother and a sister doing the same thing walking into church. Now when they come out of the mosque, and when they come out of the church, the two who was coming from the church said, what happened to you? Man, you certainly look sharp now. And the sister says, and sister, what happened to you? No makeup? And then the Muslim said, Muhammad wash you up in there.
Right.
All praise due to Allah. It's supposed to be something different.
That's right.
It ain't supposed to be the same.
Yeah.
And it says the so-called Negro must clean up.
Yeah.
That's right.
This was the message.
Right.
Must clean up.
That's right.
That's the example that we supposed to have for the lost found.
That's right.
To let them know you must clean up.
That's right.
Ain't no option. You must. This is military, brother.
Yeah.
The same thing you see in the Marine Corps, the same thing you see here. You must clean. We ain't asking. You must clean up.
Yeah.
It ain't no option. You must shave. You must wear a clean white shirt. You must shine your shoes. You must come here on time. You must do this. This ain't an option. That's how it's supposed to be. The messenger used to have cartoons talking about this stuff. In the funnies. Go to another example of the messenger. The messenger had the funnies because during the time of the messenger, he used to joke some of this stuff the lost founds used to do. And that's why when he was alive, if you was a Muslim who was doing what they did, you felt like, man, I can't come to the temple around them because it was different. Opposites attract. So this is a picture in the progress section. This is the October 19th, 1973. This is the progress section. And this is a brother sitting there with a big hat. He got bell bottoms on, and he got on them big platform shoes. The same kind of shoes that brothers used to wear back in the day, the big platform shoes. And the cartoon says, your name is George Bozo. This was the white man who was asking his brother, your name George Bozo? He said, well, isn't that a coincidence? The moment you walked through the door, I said to myself, this guy looks like Bozo. Joking this brother about the way he was wearing his shoes and the way he was wearing his hat. Because the way the messenger got black people to change and to see what you actually doing and see what kind of fool you making yourself. He wasn't trying to talk about people to make them feel bad and make you feel like, oh man, what? Make you see what kind of fool you are. That's what he doing. Because when you out there wearing the styles of the white man, you look like a fool. Because the messenger said that this world is on its way out. You have to be qualified to be in the world of Islam. It ain't like everybody black just gonna go. It's qualifications. Just like when you looking for people, if you are a boss, you need somebody to work as a foreman. You got to be qualified to be a foreman. You don't want just anybody. You want to know how can you do this job? Are you willing to submit to the standards and the qualifications of a foreman? Everybody can't be a foreman. Maybe you need to be one of the brothers on the line. You qualified to be a foreman because there's qualifications to be a foreman. It's qualifications to get into the new world of Islam. It's qualifications. Shaving is a qualification. Submit to Allah is a qualification. It's qualifications. So the messenger was just letting black people know you ain't qualified, brother. Not wearing that hat. Not wearing them shoes. Not acting a fool like you acting. You ain't qualified, brother. You must want to be in the world of Islam, Christianity. And you would appreciate somebody telling you that if you want to go to the new world. You want to go to the new world and you acting a fool and you don't know you acting a fool. You will appreciate somebody telling you, hey, brother, you know, your shoes ain't tied. You might trip and fall. You won't be mad at that person like, why are you telling me my shoes ain't tied? You'll be happy if you don't want to trip and fall. But if you want to trip and fall, then you will be mad. Because a lot of black people accepted the teachings of the message, believe it or not. Muslim and non-Muslims alike. Because it's salvation for the black man. It's our nature to do the right thing. Once we know. And that's why they try to block the messenger today. They don't want black people to hear the teachings of the messenger. To show you that what to be qualified to be in the world of Islam, to be a Muslim. They want to show us everything else. They want to show us how to act like a fool. Because the messenger said the white man knows us. And he knows us well. And he can see the future that we got. We got a bright future. All praise due to Allah. And that's why he opened up the door to his civilization for us. He opened it up for the gays, transgender, all kind of people get a chance now. Why? Because he don't want us to be qualified to see the hereafter. Because we gonna rule in the hereafter. All praise due to Allah. All that wearing all these funny clothes and acting a fool, no, that's what we did in the white man's world. We acted a fool because we didn't know ourselves. We didn't know we had a name. We didn't know we had a God. We thought that the white man's God and our God is the same. No, we got a God. And the messenger tells us why the black man should be called by names of God. He says his names begins with the names creator and ends with the first and the last, the eternal. Many of his attributes refer to such names as power, force, the mighty, the wise, the most merciful, the maker, the fashioner, the best knower, the all-hearing one, the all-seeing one. The Holy Quran says that he has the best names and the most beautiful names. So many of these names that we should have are pertaining to our Father. These are names. We shouldn't be going in the names of Jenkins, Jackson, Smith, and Culpeper. Why? Who names are those? Why did he give you them names? Did he give you them names to dignify you? No, he didn't give you them names. He gave you them names to see you act like a fool, act like him. And the message say we proud to have them names. We proud to be called Mr. Jones, Mr. Smith, Mr. Cole. I'm Mr. Jones. I don't want to be called Ali. But the messenger said that Allah has the best names, the names to dignify us. And when I remember once, I was working at FedEx, and I used to talk to this brother, trying to get him to come to the temple, but I used to try to, pull him to the side, because I didn't want the boss. The boss was an Arab dude, and sometimes the manager would be a white dude to come. So I didn't want him to feel, to be talking Islam in front of his boss, so I'd pull him to the side sometime and tell him a little bit about Islam. I come to the temple. So one day, the boss heard me. Arab boss, he heard me talking to him. He came out there. He was like, you know what? He was like, you right. He was like, the one thing I don't understand about black people. He said, how can you be called by another man's name? Now, he didn't say that all that time I'd been coming there to deliver. He ain't never say nothing to me like that. But when he saw and heard that I knew what it was from the teachings of the message, he said, they don't want y'all to be Muslims. That's what he said. And I'm like, I ain't know he was listening to me all that time, but he even knew the type of fool a black man looked like being called Jenkins, Jackson, Smith, and called. Everybody see. Everybody see what it is. We just don't see. We think it's cool to eat hard. We think it's cool to be getting drunk. We think it's cool to beat on our women and disrespect them. But other people see what type of fool we are to do that. You are a king with your woman, but you will beat on your woman. Just like in that new little sitcom on Netflix. It's called When They See Us. A lot of people say they don't like to watch that. That it makes them upset. I can understand. You get sick of seeing the devil beat up on our people. But you can see the strength in our people when you look at that movie. That's what you can see. Because the part that I like, when they was trying to make the little boy lie, he was like, no, I ain't do that, Daddy. I ain't do that. I ain't gonna tell them I did it and I ain't do it. He was telling this fight, so I was like, no, man. You need to say what these police say. And the boy was a little 14-year-old boy. Like, I ain't saying that if I ain't do it. So his father had to convince him to tell a lie. Then you had the brother Yusuf Salam. When the white lawyer came in there and told him, we need to make a deal. We need to admit to this so we can get some lesser time instead of getting the whole full time that they trying to put y'all on. That brother said, we ain't admitting to nothing we ain't do. We gonna go take this whole thing to where it's gonna go. I ain't about to tell them I raped nobody and I ain't rape them. Then you can see the mother. The strong black mothers who stood by their children no matter how the people thought about them. That showed the strength of our people. When the white man tried to destroy us, because that's what he tried to do. He tried to destroy us. He tried to lie on us to break our spirit because he see what we headed for.
Right.
We headed for greatness.
That's right.
But he don't want to see us to see that. He want us to see rapists.
Right.
So he put it out that these kids raped this woman. Even though they don't have no evidence, they don't have no witnesses, they don't have nothing. But they want to lie on the black man to keep us from seeing our great future.
Yeah.
Because they know us. They know us better than we know ourselves. Right. So when we hear about the black man as God, we are direct descendants from God himself. We ain't gonna see that. Gonna think about the Central Park 5. We gonna think about all them brothers I see out there drinking and smoking and getting high. It's what the white man want us to see.
Right.
But we got a great future.
That's right.
And that's why the black man should be called by the names of God.
That's right.
Because we do all praises due to Allah.
Right.
We got the nature of God in us.
That's right.
We shouldn't be called by no devil.
Right.
And if you think of everything that got a name, name shows ownership. That right or wrong?
That's right.
If this is your check, you want to see your name on your check if that's your money.
That's right.
You don't want to see nobody else's name on your check. Because if you see somebody else's name on your check, you assume that's his check. It ain't my check. This is my check. I want to see my name on my check. If this is my house, I want my name on the title. I don't want to see nobody else's name on the title. If this is my car, I want to see my name on it. I don't want to see nobody else's name on it. And it's the same with people. Who you belong to. You Jenkins, Jackson, Smith, and Culpepper, you belong to the white man.
That's right.
Simple, basic understanding the messenger gave. It ain't nothing hard.
That's right.
And the black man know that if he hear it. You know you shouldn't be called no Jenkins, Jackson, Smith, and Culpepper. You know you shouldn't be drinking. You know you shouldn't be smoking. You know your nature tells you that. You might not even know why. Sometimes in the church, a lot of things they used to say, I didn't know why, but I just didn't feel like it got to be something different.
Right.
This can't be it. You know, I'm feeling the whole dying and going to heaven thing. That sounds pretty cool, but all the rest of this stuff, man, got to be something better than this.
Right.
Got to be. It got to be some kind of way we can do better for ourselves as black people. It got to be. I ain't know. Say, hey, maybe this is it. Maybe God tried us. But once you hear Islam from the message and hear that you got a name and you got a God, you know that's true. You got to have a God. This can't last forever. So they have in Chicago, to show you how this world is at its end, they got a gay black mayor.
Right.
Gay black mayor.
Right.
They don't have no problem with showing you, because the messenger also says he gonna open it up for you. So it won't be no excuse. Because it's gonna be, you gonna be asked, why would you follow this man? And you see clearly what he doing. You see when they see us. You see exactly what the white man did to them kids. You see exactly what the injustice is. You see exactly about the filth that they have in the government. Why would you choose that when you offer this? Oh, praise to Allah. This is the resurrection we living in. Everything, ain't nothing hidden no more. The white man's book is totally open. You can see him. Ain't nothing hidden. They even make movies to let you know how the white man hate the black man. So, you see when they see us. You see exactly how the white man feel about the black man. Why would you want to wear his name? Why would you still want to have the same name that lawyer got? The same name the police got? Why would you want that? Who would want that? Everybody see what kind of fool you are, because everybody asking that question. Like, why would these niggas want to be still called by it? You got a choice. It ain't like how it was in the day. We had to wear their name. We had to eat hog. The devil not here let you choose if you want some salmon. You ain't got to eat no hog. The white man will put a health food store somewhere where you can get to it. It might not be in your neighborhood, but if you want to go get it, you can get it. He giving you the option now. Which one you gonna choose? Which one you gonna choose? It's the resurrection. He got to do that. The white man got to let you choose. The messenger said that the judgment would not come until every black man and woman has the choice whether to accept it or reject it. Every black man had a choice. And the messenger worked hard to make sure that every black man and woman had the choice. Even when you look at in the prisons now. In the prisons, you can get a Holy Quran in the prison. It wasn't always like that. The messenger and the Muslims fought for black people to be able to have religious literature in the prison. Why? Because every black man gonna have a choice. Now you might be in prison. It might be a lot of Sunnis. It might be a lot of Christians. It might be a whole lot of other people in the prison. But you got a choice. The option is there. That choice don't mean we gonna walk up to you and give it to you. It's there. You got an option. It might be a hard option. It might be one you got to fight to get, but you got a choice. All of us got a choice. I remember my karate instructor said, a slim chance is better than no chance at all. A slim chance is better than no chance at all. So if Allah give you a slim chance, you better take it. You better not make no excuse, even if it's a slim chance. You better not be like, man, I don't think you could better try to do it. You better try to get to it. You better try to listen to it, because a slim chance is better than no chance at all. And the messenger said that Allah came over here to save us. He didn't want to lose not one. So the messenger said that he will make the truth so plain that even a fool wouldn't err. So what excuse we got? Even a fool would not err. You know Christianity is a bunch of garbage. We know that. We've been living in Christianity all our life. Even if you look at the Bible we like to read, we all know that Jesus had a revelation called the gospel. Or in Islam, we call it the Injil, but Injil means gospel. The white man know that Jesus had the gospel. Instead of giving you the gospel that Jesus actually preached, they give you a gospel according to Matthew, according to Luke, according to John. Who was John? Well, according to him. Think about that. The messenger had the message to the black man. That's for us. That's what he preached. That's what he taught. Because what if I gave you a book that said message to the black man according to Khalil? Why would I want to give you that? Not only do I have a message to the black man according to Khalil, I got a message to the black man according to 4 other people. Some of the stuff we talking about in the message to the black man ain't matching up with each other. Right. So do we love Jesus? Why don't we just tell the people what Jesus told? Right. Just like with Islam. If I love you as my brother, and I want you to be saved, and I want you to know the message, I'm going to say, brother, you should read the message to the black man. Right. I'm not going to tell you Islam according to nobody. I'm going to tell you what the messenger said. Right. But the white man, like the messenger said, he can't follow the Allah's religion of peace. Right. He got to make something up for himself. So he going to say the gospel according to John, because John going to tell it like I want him to tell it. Right. He ain't going to tell him the truth. Right. According to John, we don't even ask. He ain't say it in the Bible. Right. According to John, he ain't even lying to you. Right. The King James version of the Bible. That's right. What version? Right. Just like the message of the black man, Khalil Shabazz version of the message to the black man. Right. What I'm trying to do? I'm trying to lie. It's something the messenger said I don't want you to know. Right. I'm going to say Khalil Shabazz version. That's the version you should get. Right. Then they not only do they have the King James version, they got other versions. That's right. Got so many versions of the Bible. Why you got so many versions of the Bible? Because there's something in there I don't want you to know. But the messenger said, excuse me, he said, we believe in the truth of the Bible, but we believe it has been tampered with. It must be reinterpreted. So man would not be snared by the falsehoods that's added to it. That's right. Who going to argue with that? It's been tampered with. Even if you read about Moses, we all know that Moses was revealed the Torah. We know that. That's facts. We all know that Moses taught them the law. But when you read about Moses in the Bible, it say when God said this to Moses, when Moses went here. Now if Moses got the revelation, why don't it say when I spoke to God? When God told me, so there's some truth in it that the white man don't want you to know. That's what it is. But when you get the Holy Quran, ain't no version. Ain't no according to nobody. You might have different translations. What's a translation? Translation just means the words you choose. Same idea, same teaching, but you might choose to say God, and I might choose to say Allah. That's Islam. Because all the prophets was Muslims. Right. Moses was a Muslim. Right. Jesus was a Muslim. Right. Abraham was a Muslim. Right. Noah was a Muslim. Yes, and that's something that all of these Christians like to lie about. Because they say that Prophet Muhammad copied from the Bible to get our people not to accept Islam. That's what they do, because the Bible came before the Quran. The Bible came out 1611. The King James version of the Bible. Right. Prophet Muhammad been gone after that. Right. He ain't copied nothing out no Bible. That's right. All praise to Allah. Right. It tell you on the Bible when it came out. King James authorized the Bible in 1611. That's right. How Prophet Muhammad copy off the Bible? Right. But to get you to reject Islam, right. Talk about the messenger. They say he didn't teach us true Islam. How he didn't teach us true? Let's go back to Rashid. Let's go back to Rashid and what Rashid actually means. Give me a second. Rashid is an attribute of Allah. And it says the guide to the path of rectitude, morally correct behavior or thinking righteousness. How he ain't teach us true Islam? Name one of the divine attributes of Allah that the messenger, that Allah through his messenger didn't do for us. He changed our thinking. That's right. He changed our behavior. That's right. He changed our way. So how did he not teach us true Islam? Right. They don't want you to hear the true Islam.
That's right.
The messenger taught us true Islam.
That's right.
He was a messenger for us. For us.
That's right.
God came and raised a messenger for us.
That's right.
Just like God came and raised messengers for other people. God ain't no type of person. Islam is freedom, justice, and equality.
That's right.
Allah sent somebody to the white man.
That's right.
That's a lie. He sent them to but the white man don't want you to know that.
Right.
He wants you to think that God has a chosen people. And only God deals with these people. No. He the Lord of the world.
That's right.
He ain't just the Lord of no one specific people. He the Lord of everybody. He the Lord of the devil. He give the devil a chance.
That's right.
He gets sick of seeing the devil commit sin. He give him a chance and he know they the devil.
Right.
Give him a chance. And it's a few of them who accept. That's a lie.
That's right.
Lord of the worlds, he give everybody a chance.
That's right.
So if he give the devil a chance, how much more of a chance you think he gonna give you and me?
Right.
And if he give the devil a chance, and he give you and me a chance, and we reject him, what you think he'll do to us? How upset you think he'll do to us? Where he just to get us, he gives the devil a chance, just not to destroy this devil and take us with him.
That's right.
He give him a chance,
That's right.
another chance, just to get us, and then we still reject him. We still say, I know that Jenkins and Jackson and Jones is a slave name, but I like Jenkins, Jackson, and Jones. I know hog is divinely prohibited, but I like eating hog. I know drinking alcohol destroys me, smoking weed and all that, but I like doing that. When you have a choice, well, that means you want the fire.
Right.
Because you made the choice.
That's right.
If it went down now, and we get to look at the choices that we made, who we gonna really be mad at for real? If you really look at your life
That's right.
and see how long you had a choice, how long you knew about Islam, how long you respected the Muslims, and you don't make the right choice, whose fault it's gonna be?
That's right.
You can't blame the Muslims. You can't blame Allah.
That's right.
You can't blame nobody but yourself.
That's right.
And that's the worst. It's always good to have somebody to blame. It's always good to, at least I can blame him. But you can't blame nobody but yourself.
That's right.
Because the messenger made it plain.
That's right.
Every black man and woman in America got a chance. Every last one of them. They choosing not to do it.
That's right.
Because the messenger made it plain.
That's right.
Every black man know, even in the movie, when they see us, they got a picture of the brother standing behind or in front of a poster of the messenger.
Right.
Still giving you a little idea of the messenger.
Right.
They always do. Because it ain't going to be on the white man. That's one thing he going to be able to say. It's on them.
That's right.
I allowed the messenger to teach it. I ain't bothered him. 44 years he taught.
That's right.
Then after he passed away, you can still get his books.
That's right.
We didn't hide his books. We didn't come out with no version like we did with the King James Version, say according to Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. You can get the words from him.
That's right.
So what you think Allah gonna do? What excuse you gonna make?
Right.
Who you gonna blame? It's gonna be a sad day.
Right.
It's gonna be a sad day for a lot of us thinking we following the messenger when we not.
That's right.
When we really look at the choices we've been making, when the right choice is in your face, and you still choose the wrong thing to do, all you had to do was say Assalamu alaikum.
Yeah.
All you had to do was say brother. All you had to do was shave. All you had to do was shine your shoes, and you get respect from doing that. People see you shining your shoes and being neat and clean and say, man, you changed. What you doing? I'm a Muslim. The respect you get is being a Muslim.
Right.
People respect you.
That's right.
People respect you when they see your name. I remember when I went to Peter Cafe in my clothes. I went to Peter Cafe when I changed my name, and I had it on my license. So I told the devil I came to pick up my food. It was in Khalil. It's like, your name ain't Khalil. Like, yeah, it is. It's like, no, it ain't. It's like, show me your ID. I couldn't wait to give him my ID. Oh, praise be to Allah. My name Khalil Shabazz, man. So he looked at my ID. He's like, oh. He started calling the other Arabs like his name Khalil. Then they all start coming to me telling me, you know, Khalil mean this and this and that. But what if I would have been Howard Jenkins? They would have been like, look at this fool. Because they know the power of a name. Because if they didn't, they wouldn't have reacted like that. And they know we got the white man's name. Because if they thought that those were our names, they wouldn't have reacted like that.
That's right.
They reacted like that, like, he know his name, Khalil Shabazz. Praise due to Allah. You get respect.
That's right.
Everybody respect you when you follow the master.
That's right.
Because he taught us the right thing to do.
That's right.
He taught us who our God was, and he taught us the way to respect and success.
That's right.
And that's only through Islam.
That's right.
Islam is the only way. Well, brothers and sisters, I leave you as I came in the nation of Islam's greeting words of peace of Assalamu alaikum. Good to see you, brother. Glad you had you stand up and you tell your name.
How y'all doing?
Right, brother.
Patrick.
Yes, sir.
Sorry for the.
Oh, that's all right. That's all right.
Just came from Flint
Yes, sir.
County, so
Yes, sir.
I enjoyed it.
Yes, sir. This the brother I seen. This brother, he was on the bus stop and he told me he was gonna come and he came. Let's give him a round of applause. Yes, sir. We're happy to have you, brother. Yes, sir. Brothers and sisters, rise for prayer. Stand with our feet out of 45 and our hands outstretched. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, all praise is due to Allah, the Lord of the worlds, the Beneficent, the Merciful, sole message day of judgment in which we now live. The alone do we serve, the alone seek for thine help and aid. O Allah, please guide us on the right path of those upon whom thou hast bestowed thy favors, not on the path of those upon whom thy wrath is brought down, nor those who go astray after they heard thy teachings. Say he, Allah is one God. Allah is he of whom nothing is independent, but upon whom we all depend. He begetteth not, nor is he begotten, there is none like him. And I bear witness that none is to be served, worship, or praise besides Allah, who came in the person of Master Farah Muhammad. And I bear witness that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is thy true servant and last apostle. Ameen. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us not to do anything to anyone that we wouldn't have done it to ourselves and treat everybody right, even the devil. Assalamu alaikum.